All right, now we've got the straight stitches, the zigzags, and the perimeter stitch all the way around. Now you're going to practice pivoting. So you're going to take out this pin. That pin was just there to hold a place so that you didn't sew in this square of the fabric. Okay, now we're going to line up the presser foot on that first middle stitch you did where you finger pressed it. You're going to line it up like that, right on the edge of the presser foot, and we're now going to sew what we call a cinnamon roll. It's a spiral that's a square spiral, and we're going to do that by pivoting. And so you can watch here. We're going to start with a back stitch. 1, 2, 3, back up 1, 2, 3, or 4, however many. You're going to follow that line. As you get close to the perimeter stitch, you're going to slow down and stop, and you're going to hand wheel until the perimeter stitch that you just did lines up with that inside flat part of the presser foot. Then you're going to lift your presser foot, turn your fabric, and line it up on this perimeter stitch. And you're going to sew. When you get close to that perimeter stitch, you're going to hand wheel, and you're going to turn and sew. Keeping it lined up on that outside edge of the presser foot. You're going to stop and hand wheel. It's a lot of hand wheeling, but that's the only way you can be accurate and land like on a dot. Okay, you're going to stop, hand wheel, turn. At the last stitching now, every time. Stop, hand wheel, turn. Stop, hand wheel, and every one of those pivots needs to be nice and sunk and turned so you get nice 90-degree angles. If you overshoot your pivots because you were going too fast and you didn't stop, then you're going to have little weird corners that are turned into like little triangle-like looking things. Okay, and then you're going to turn. You're going to go again, stop and hand wheel. Now you got to slow down because these are getting really small little squares. So you got to stop and hand wheel all the time. And we're going to paint ourselves into a corner. In other words, we're going to get stuck in the middle, and when we can't go anymore, then we're going to do a back stitch. And that's about it. So we're going to do a little back stitch right there, and now you've finished your cinnamon roll. You're going to clip your threads. Now, students, if I clip my threads like this, the thread is going to be the height of my scissors. If I leave my scissors down this way, it's going to cut it off right small so that it looks really neat and tidy. Same way over here. So don't turn your scissors this way because you're going to have a long thread that looks like that. You got to turn it over and cut it completely off, and then you have a nice clean sample that's not turned into a spider web. And that's your cinnamon roll. We have one last step after this, so watch the last video to get the last step.